Want that. Special delivery. I need that. Special delivery.
I'm Rippy Austin. What's poppin'? What's good?
Rippy Austin is here. How you doing?
Chilling. I'm doing really good. Glad to be here.
Yes, I'm so excited to sit down with you. We gotta get started with No Sorrow.
I don't care about none of that. I just want to plane to my babe, give the crib to my mom, middle finger to my sorrows. But I care too much, so I comfort you anyway. Some say I should just start an evangelist. Sweep it under the rug, silly me, what a wonderful mess. Got too busy and forgot to address all the things that I should not do. Stop, I ain't no captain, saver, row, model, city. Where you been? What you mean? I'm a 10, so is you. Let's just win. I be knowing how you feeling, nothing funny, no pretend.
Your latest release, produced and written by you, kind of exploring depression and mental health and
Absolutely.
letting people know that they're not alone. The most interesting part for me is that it starts out fast and then there's like a change up. And I feel like that's so important when it comes to mental health, especially like anxiety and depression, which can be so intense and drowning. And then once you kind of calm down, that's kind of like the calming aspect of No Sorrow. Was that something that was a concept that you had before, or it just kind of happened?
Everything else like was a concept, but that was, I guess, very serendipitous because I didn't plan that. That's something you're hipping me to now, my own stuff, which is tight. But yeah, I did. It's starting off fast and rapping, and it's a little bit more aggressive, and then the ending, obviously singing, and like even the beat kind of switches up a little bit. That was just accidental, but a very good point. That just shows how in depth your research. That's tight. That's tight. Yeah.
It's really just about feeling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
there's a feeling.
No research can give you the feeling of actually sitting down and listening to it over and over and just really catching that vibe. Who was the other vocalist on there?
All me.
Oh, it's all you.
Yeah. I was singing towards the end.
Like I mentioned before, you also produced it and wrote it. What was that process like as far as the concept, the writing, the production, the singing? What was the sequence?
So literally that song came, and I said it when I released it. I feel like I haven't really battled with like an aggressive or strong form of depression. Like obviously, like anybody else, you go through ups and downs. Life is a roller coaster. But this point in particular, I don't know what happened. I was just like maybe a week and a half where I just didn't feel like creating. Like, and that's not like me, because like I said, I do visual art. I'm a designer. I'm a rapper. I sing. And even if I'm not writing, like I'll produce. And if I'm not producing, I'll make a video. I'll be inspired to do something. And it literally was like a week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks. I just did not feel like doing anything. And I just remember being in my room like, yo, what is going on? Like, this is not me. This is not regular. This is not cool. And I was just trying to get to a point where I could feel like myself again. And literally No Sorrow was the first song I made, like kind of getting out of that feeling. So it was just like, I guess nobody is exempt from feeling like a certain type of way. I don't care like how on top or how it looks like you got your shit together. Like nobody's exempt, man. So I was just trying to really just want people to understand like you're not in it alone. People who've even experienced it and on a heightened level than what I did. I can't even imagine what people go through that's on a daily basis and have to take medicine and certain things. But I think the process was literally like I felt something happen and I felt good enough to get in there. It always starts with the beat for me. I saw it like I produce and play chords, and then I get into the writing process and then obviously recording and all that. So it kind of came naturally, but like I felt so good because like I really did not feel well enough to make music. So I'm like, dang, I got to do something. And then when it came, like I was like, this is why I know I love music and I'm meant to do it, because I've never felt like instantly, I was like emotionally, I was like back to myself and I felt so good. So it's just like, dang, like what happened? What is that? Like, why did I experience that? So I got to make the song. I got to make a song about it.
I love that so much. Just knowing that that's your true purpose and feeling it emotionally is just an incredible experience.
It is. Like, it really is.
Man.
That's not to put my beliefs on anybody else. I'm spiritual. I feel like that's the closest I feel to God, though. When I create, there's nothing that is more evident of how real God is when I create. It's just like, man, it's unmatched. I really can't explain it. Like, it's cool.
That's such a wonderful experience too, because as listeners, when you see a live show or when you hear certain songs, anything of that nature, you can have that experience too. So to hear that the artists are having that experience while creating it, like just makes it just a full circle.
Yeah, absolutely.
So good. And then No Sorrow, you mentioned how you also do cinematography and design. Super cool little visual when you dropped it.
Thank
what
you.
was the idea behind that?
So-
Super minimalistic, modern, dope.
I mean, that's like my design style. I love very clean and sleek design aesthetic, use of a grid. But that particularly, the idea behind that was like my bedroom. So it was like my bed, and then like literally I did like a little mock-up of how my room looked, because I just remember during that whole time I was just in the room, like I didn't feel like doing nothing. So it's just like I wanted to recreate the space I was in when I came up with the song, and like I guess where it derived from, and like somebody who may not feel well enough to leave the house, or like, you know. So I just wanted to put the listener or the viewer inside of that space. But I didn't explain that part. But I just, you know, I thought it was a cool thing to do, because that's just really where I was when it happened.
I think that's super interesting too, because a lot of people want to just kind of showcase the sunshine. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Somebody else
yeah.
might have did a whole different design, but for you to bring it back to where you were
Exactly.
and what was kind of going on, and not keep it dark, but keep it, you
Wanna
know,
be real.
Yeah, keep it super genuine. I think that's really, really dope.
Yeah, thank you.
As far as No Sorrow, we mentioned the cinematography.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but do you have an idea of what the video is going to look like?
I don't. And not right now, I don't. But I'm the on a whim type of creator. Like, you know, I might not have anything in mind now, but like tomorrow I could be like, let's go. And I'm literally the type of person, like in the moment, like I have to film it immediately if I get an idea. I feel like that's the best way. So I haven't really thought about it that much, but when it'll come, it'll come. I feel like it'll be cool.
I love that in the moment stuff, because sometimes as creators we sit on stuff for way too long.
That's me.
And it just gets out of hand. And plus, being able to be so talented and to work to where you have these resources to where it's like, oh, when I have that idea, I can execute it. Like, even that in itself is props to you for that, because that's not easy.
Part of the reason why I wanted to study cinematography and design, all that stuff, so I know how to do it myself. It's always good to go to somebody who, like, if that's their expertise, or obviously we can outsource, but if you know something yourself, if you know how to do it, you don't need, like, not to say you don't need anybody, but like, you don't have to wait. Like I said, if in the moment, if I want to recreate something, it's nothing. Like, I just don't do it. So
Yes. Speaking of your creations, swear they don't like rap no more.
I swear this world lies. They don't even like rap no more. I swear they don't. Claim to be the culture, but I just see a fraud. Let me see your spirit, show me exactly who you are. Winning the job, everything. Tie the knot like a wedding ring. Crossing hard to hope the data further maximize. Push my people for the items that we define. But you only show up when it's time to capitalize. Go figure, the okie doke, you were so digger. Thought we progressed out of depression, you were so bigger. Surprised not how you were goalie facing no kicker. But then in your area, you still looking so Hitler. I am no picker. You were dealing with a king, not just some old nigger. Understand these are my dreams, not some poor vision. Clear skies, let me fly. I swear this world lies, they don't even like rap no more. I swear they don't.
Man, it's so good. What was the idea behind that?
So that one, I recorded that a minute ago. I just felt like in the social media area, everything is diluted and kind of microwavable, and it's just fast. Even just the turnaround on how we're expected to create. Everything is just like quick. I don't even people are listening anymore. So it's like, what's the purpose? We request music from all these people, but like, what do we want out of it? I guess in that moment, it's just like, they don't even like rap no more. Like, nobody's even listening like that, like how they used to. I guess just in that moment, that's just the emotion I wanted to come up with. And then the video, actually, the craziest thing is I shot the video the same day I released it. Like, it was one of those, I just got an idea. I just want to be in the car. Let's just do it real quick. And my wife, shout out to my wife. I was like, hold the camera right here. I'll just try some stuff. We did it. I edited it, put it out. I think this year, I don't want to hold back, because I've done it so much. It's like I've literally probably created maybe 5 albums within like the last 4 years.
Jesus.
Literally.
Oh my God.
And I'm just sitting on it. So I think these are like little small exercises. Like, Don't Want to Rap No More was like literally a minute long, but like it's helping me get more comfortable with getting myself back out there and just like releasing stuff. Stop holding it in, just get it out.
Super, super interesting. Shout out to all the partners. Partners really help create
They
shit.
do.
I love that story
They
about
got
your
us.
wife. Yes.
Yeah, she always is there to help me. She's my support, my biggest support.
Now we gotta get into the shorts.
Yeah.
So many dope things that you see
Cinematically?
I was
Yeah.
like trying to figure it out in my head. Cinematically.
Yeah.
So Push, Dreams, Love and Beyond.
Ooh.
Was it something that you thought you were gonna do a bunch of different parts of? Did it start with just the one? Kind of walk us through that process.
Yeah, just like little cinematic shorts. I know Dreams came about maybe a couple years ago, having a love for music and just creativeness, period. period. Just wanting to create and follow my passion. And no matter, you know, how things are going, obviously, like I said, we go through ups and downs. Now, maybe things don't go as planned or how we thought they would. So I think that's where that came about. And just, like I said, anytime I have an idea, I just like to just film it and get it out. So that came about like that. Push, I'm trying to think about, I don't even remember Love. I gotta refreshen up. But I know Push was just like, I think I shot that one in Tokyo, I think. I love to travel, love traveling. And Push is just like kind of like a motto I've always lived by, like progress, push, just keep going, keep pushing forward. So that's just to myself, to the audience, to whoever's watching, listening. That's how that came about. So cinematically, they're definitely short though. I don't know why I'm such a minimalist. Like even in my songs, like I half the time I don't even want to write a second verse unless I really feel like it. But like my mom is just like, why is it so short? Why are you always doing these short songs and these short videos? It's just like, I feel like it's kind of repetitive and redundant to add, you know, more to it if I don't want to, or if I feel like it's not necessary. So I'll definitely just keep doing the shorts. Even on my Instagram, I'm always putting stuff out just to be creative. I just like to express myself that way.
I think the minimalism is cool though, because I've had a lot of conversations with people kind of saying the same thing. Like, once you've expressed it, okay, move on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes putting a second or third verse is kind of repetitive, and you're also forcing it in a sense. Yes. If you know where the end is, boom, that's the end. It's easy.
I wish everybody was like you. It just gets it. Because I mean, like, obviously, if you listen to a song and you really like it, like you want it to be longer than a minute or whatever. But like I said, as far as expressively, half the time for me, I could get what I need to get off in a verse and a chorus. I guess it's just a taste thing, you know?
You mentioned traveling. If anybody follows you on Instagram and even on Twitter, incredible videos, incredible photos. As far as creatively, is there a place that sticks out in your mind that inspired you more than others?
Definitely Tokyo. Tokyo is like, if you ever get a chance to go to Japan, please touch down in Tokyo, especially if you're a designer or if you're creative and just appreciate another culture, different architecture, food. If you just, even their culture as far as the people there are so humble and just so nice. It's literally like if I had a dreamland, it would be Tokyo. I'm there and it's like, it's hard for me not to take a picture. Like I have to just put it down for a second. Like, yo, just live. It's that cool to me. And then Paris would be a second for sure. And then if you're in the States, San Francisco.
Hey. We appreciate that.
Off top.
And then as far as what's next, no pressure, but what's next for you?
So like I said, within the last 4 years, so I released my last album in 2014, so now that's almost 5 years ago in May. I've consistently just been creating more songs, and it's like I've almost gone through seasons where maybe like 4 different seasons where I've had different EPs and albums that I thought I was gonna release and then I wasn't comfortable with, and then something that happened and now I'm on a completely different album and I like that one better. It's just like you continue to progress as an artist and we go through different stuff. So it's like, where was I at in that time? What was I creating in that moment? And what do I want to release now? I guess that's the next step. But for sure this year, I don't know if it's going to be an EP or an album, but it's definitely coming. Like that's my number one goal, is to get that out. I'm just excited because I feel like I have so much to say and I just want to be different. I want to continue to flex my skills and just get better and just show people where I've been and like all the stuff that I do. And of course, doing the videos, I want to have like cinematic videos, shorts that go with it just to accompany the music. So I'm excited, man. And half of this is just, like I said, with like No Rap No More and then No Sorrow. Again, these are just like attempts to just get myself comfortable releasing stuff again and just getting out there and stop holding back. Like if you have something, don't hold back. There's really no point. There's no use to it. So yeah, I'm excited. So something definitely coming this year for sure.
We are so excited. We hear, oh, you've had 4 years of songs waiting for us. And the initial reactions be like, oh my God, we need that. But there's such a respect and admiration for people who not so much hold back, but who know when to wait until the music is genuine to them. Like maybe you felt that at a time, but when it was time to release it, it was like, no, that wasn't really the time. Yeah, I really respect that process and appreciate that, because we don't want to get something that feels forced or feels, you know what I mean, dated to you or not ready. Like I think that's such an important part to creating.
Yeah, we want to be comfortable. And like I said, for me, not to knock anybody that has a situation or if you're on a label, but like for me, I'm literally doing everything myself. So I feel like in order to genuinely learn everything to the best you can, it just takes time. Like I'm not a machine. It takes time I've been producing since I was 11. So it's like, if I want to get better, I just have to practice more. I got to continue to play. I got to continue to experiment with drum patterns and blah, blah, blah. And even my writing, like certain days, I feel like my writing is impeccable. Certain days I feel like there's nothing to that. It's not coming out. And again, that's all timing. And if you could kind of find a space of being able to be productive, but where you feel like it's going to be the best, because no matter what, we know when it's time. For us, I feel like when we're comfortable and like ready to do it, we'll do it. But I just feel like for certain people, it's faster than others. For me, it's just like you said, it just has to happen organically. And that's been the main thing, like just trying to understand that space between being productive and being content with how everything is. I don't want to put something out that I feel like is not ready.
We appreciate that, though.
Thank you. I appreciate the understanding for people who understand and have patience. Like, man, because I like being a creative like me, so we always have ideas. Literally, it could be every day I want to get something out, but realistically, it's like, okay, relax.
Exactly. And then you super piqued my interest. You've been producing since you were 11.
Yes.
What did that look like? An 11-year-old producer, what did you have? What did it sound like?
That sounds so funny now. So shout out to my brothers, B9 and Tazo. They were like my mentors growing up my entire life. They were always producing and rapping and had studios. Like every house we lived in, there's always been like a studio in the closet. So I remember them literally taking me in the closet and showing me. We used to have a Roland Phantom. I still have one to this day. But they were showing me how to produce and just make beats. So I would be sneaking in there. They'd be gone. I'm like sneaking in and making beats. From 11, I was terrible at first. I was horrible. But then, you got to start somewhere.
You have to. And people don't understand that. In 2019, when shit is so fast and so accessible, you have to suck at the beginning.
Start somewhere.
You have to.
Even with my beginning videos were terrible, so bad, and I keep them up anyway. I don't care. That was the developmental stage. Yes. But yeah, so I was producing young, and then just I feel like got better over time. It just got more natural, and I developed my own sound. Like I used to try to mimic what I liked at the time. It just takes time to develop into who you are and what you want to do. That's what takes time. Like develop your sound. Like who are you? What do you want to say? Be experimentative. So yeah.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell the people?
I think that's it. Shout out to Special. He's so dope. Like I appreciate this. I think you're amazing. Your understanding, your knowledge, your love for the game is beautiful. So thank you again. 2019 is going to be a good year for me. So be looking out for new stuff. In addition to music, we got videos, documentaries, visuals, all type of stuff coming. Just want to continue to push the bar. Like, what haven't you seen? What haven't we heard? Where can we bridge the gap between like being innovative and pushing the boundaries of what we know as art? So that's what I'm really into. So be looking out. 2019 is a good year.
We are so excited. Like I told you before, I've been following you on Twitter for I don't even know how long.
That's crazy.
And I was like, I'm going to be in LA. Yeah. He's dope. Let's make it happen. Yeah. So I'm so happy you're here.
That's so dope.
Thank you so much for coming by, having this conversation, and just sharing all those great stories.
Absolutely. Thank you.